Hello, Yankees fans. Welcome back to the channel, where we break down all the latest news and exclusive updates from the Bronx Bombers. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a like so you can stay fully up to date with everything happening with the Yankees. There's a lot to cover today, from pitching depth reinforcements to international prospect signings and major shifts in the free agent market. So let's dive straight into the headlines. Starting with our first big update. The Yankees have officially strengthened their pitching depth for the 2026 season. On January 15th, the front office announced the re-signing of right-handed pitcher Paul Blackburn to a one-year major league contract. The guaranteed value of this deal is $2 million, but there's more than meets the eye. Performance incentives have been added, potentially boosting his earnings by an additional $500,000. These incentives are tied to innings pitched, with $100,000 awarded if he reaches 80 innings and another $100,000 for every 10 innings pitched beyond that, up to 120 innings. This kind of contract structure is telling. While Blackburn spent much of his 2025 season strictly in a relief role after arriving from the New York Mets last August, the performance bonuses suggest the Yankees may see him as a candidate for a rotation spot. This is especially significant given the current questions surrounding the pitching staff. With Carlos Rodon, Garrett Cole, and Clark Schmidt recovering from injuries and Max Fried and Cam Slitter anchoring the rotation, having a versatile, experienced arm like Blackburn is essential for sustaining a long 162-game season. Looking back at Blackburn's 2025 performance, it was a story of two halves. When he first debuted with the Yankees, he struggled, allowing 7 earned runs in just 3 1/3 innings. However, he quickly showed resilience. In the next 12 innings, he limited opponents to only 2 earned runs. Over his final 7 appearances of the regular season, he posted an incredible 1.50 earned run average. Combining his stats between the Mets and Yankees, the 32-year-old finished the season with a 5.28 ERA and maintained more than 1 strikeout per inning. Despite dealing with spine, knee, and shoulder injuries earlier in the season, the Yankees saw enough potential in his strong finish to bring him back on board. A former All-Star, Blackburn adds veteran depth, a luxury every team needs when facing the grind of full season. Moving on to the next major story. The Yankees have defied their international bonus pool limitations to land a group of promising young prospects. The international signing period officially opened on Thursday, and despite having the smallest pool in Major League Baseball, just $5,440,000, the Yankees managed to secure top-tier talent. The limited pool is partly due to the high investment in left-handed ace Max Fried last offseason, which cost $1 million from their international allocation. Additionally, the team is in a transitional phase after longtime international scouting director Donnie Roland left following 15 years with the club, leaving the role temporarily unfilled. Yet financial constraints didn't slow down the Yankees. The team strategically focused on the most valuable international demographics: shortstops from the Dominican Republic and catchers from Venezuela. Among the new signees are Dominican shortstops Germahony Beltry and Abraham Pardo, as well as Venezuelan catchers Kenneth Melendez, Paulie Ojeda, and Cesar Lopez. Adding depth to this class, right-handed pitcher Sebastian Rivas and outfielder Sebastian Pinto are expected to join the group, making this one of the more well-rounded international classes the team has acquired in recent years. One player in particular stands out: Kenneth Melendez. Scouts are excited about his potential to become the top signing of this class. Standing at 5 feet 11 inches, Melendez is a right-handed hitter with what scouts call sneaky power. Despite his size, he consistently generates extra base hits and shows the ability to handle a wide variety of pitches. Defensively, he moves fluidly behind the plate, possesses soft hands, and demonstrates excellent receiving skills. Germahony Beltry, meanwhile, was signed for a $100,000 bonus and brings speed, agility, and defensive reliability to the shortstop position. Patience will be key with these young talents. Many international prospects require years of development before they reach the major leagues. Even someone like Jason Dominguez, who was hyped as a top-tier talent, took 4 seasons to arrive. Still, The Yankees' track record of nurturing international prospects gives reason for optimism. 7 members of the current top 30 prospects list came through international signings, including right-handed pitcher Carlos Larrange, who emerged last year with a triple-digit fastball and is considered one of the top young arms in the system. Turning to our next major storyline, the free agent market is heating up in ways that could directly impact the Yankees' roster construction. The signing of Kyle Tucker by the Los Angeles Dodgers has created a significant ripple effect across the league. Tucker's agreement with the Dodgers removes one high-profile bat from the market, but it simultaneously increases the urgency for teams still searching for impact hitters, most notably the New York Yankees in their pursuit of Cody Bellinger. Bellinger's situation has become one of the most closely watched stories of the offseason. After a strong 2025 campaign, he proved he can handle the immense pressure that comes with playing in New York. At Yankee Stadium, Bellinger's swing is highly effective, making him an ideal complement to Aaron Judge in the lineup. With Tucker off the board, the competition for remaining marquee bats is set to intensify. The Yankees face the added challenge of contending with the New York Mets, who, after losing Pete Alonso and trading Brandon Nimmo, are actively seeking a major offensive upgrade and may turn their full attention to Bellinger. Negotiations between the Yankees and Bellinger's camp have centered on the length of the contract. Reports indicate that the Yankees are comfortable with a 5-year deal, while Bellinger is seeking a longer-term commitment, reportedly at least 7 years. The gap between these positions may be the defining factor in whether he remains in pinstripes or takes his talents elsewhere. This negotiation isn't just about money or years. It's about the strategic positioning of the Yankees lineup, the protection for Aaron Judge, and ensuring a championship-caliber roster remains intact. Meanwhile, the ripple effect from these transactions is influencing other areas of team planning. The Yankees front office is aware that the current free agent market is unusually thin in terms of power hitters, which increases the stakes for every signing decision. Every roster move now has a dual purpose, not only to strengthen the team in the short term, but also to ensure sustainable competitiveness in the seasons ahead. Adding a player like Bellinger, who has proven adaptability and consistency, could tip the balance in favor of the Yankees in tight divisional races, especially against teams like the Orioles, Rays, and Blue Jays, who continue to build around young stars and financial flexibility. Back on the international development front, the Yankees' recent signings signal a long-term vision focused on depth and versatility. The combination of Dominican shortstops and Venezuelan catchers creates a strong pipeline for both the infield and battery positions. Players like Melendez, Beltry, and Pardo are projected to contribute to the farm system within the next 2 to 4 years, depending on their development and ability to adapt to professional pitching and defensive demands. Analysts have noted that this group possesses not only raw talent, but also advanced baseball instincts, a trait that can shorten the learning curve for prospects transitioning to higher levels of competition. The Yankees' approach to international signings demonstrates a strategic balance between budget constraints and talent acquisition. Despite having the lowest international bonus pool in MLB, the front office executed signings that maximize potential upside. This is particularly important because a few high-ceiling players can provide long-term returns far exceeding their initial investment. The organization's commitment to scouting and analytics ensures that every dollar spent is carefully targeted toward prospects who align with the Yankees' vision of a modern, high-performance roster. Beyond individual prospects, the depth chart implications are significant. Right-handed pitcher Sebastian Rivas, for example, is a player to watch in the coming seasons. His arm velocity and command have drawn comparisons to some of the upper-tier pitchers currently in the Yankees farm system. Similarly, outfielder Sebastian Pinto provides a toolsy, athletic profile capable of impacting both the minor and major league rosters with his speed, arm strength, and offensive potential. These additions indicate that the Yankees are not only thinking about immediate pitching needs, but also building a sustainable system that supports roster flexibility and competitive balance. Turning back to the major league roster, the addition of Blackburn to the pitching staff complements these long-term moves by providing immediate stability. A veteran like him can serve as a bridge between developing prospects and established starters, allowing younger arms to progress without being rushed. The value of a pitcher who can reliably log innings and maintain composure under pressure cannot be overstated, especially during grueling stretches in the summer months when injuries and fatigue inevitably test every team. The Yankees' offseason strategy seems to reflect a dual philosophy: balance short-term competitiveness with long-term sustainability. From securing Bellinger, or potentially negotiating alternatives, to investing in international prospects with high ceilings, the team is positioning itself to remain a powerhouse in the American League. Even in a year when financial constraints and free agent competition create additional challenges, the Yankees are demonstrating an ability to adapt, innovate, and make strategic moves that prioritize both depth and performance. Another element to consider is the market for mid-tier veterans. With payroll flexibility reduced due to earlier signings, the Yankees must evaluate whether to pursue lower-cost veterans who can fill bench roles or provide innings and spot starts. This approach requires careful planning to ensure that resources are not wasted while still maintaining a competitive edge. Every acquisition, whether minor or major, contributes to the overarching goal: keeping the Yankees among the elite teams in baseball while developing a next generation of talent. Finally, looking ahead to spring training, expectations will be high. Fans and analysts alike will be closely watching how newly signed players integrate with the roster, how prospects respond to professional-level competition, and whether the pitching staff can remain healthy. The Yankees have demonstrated a clear commitment to blending experience with youth, and early reports from winter workouts indicate that chemistry and performance levels are promising. The combination of roster reinforcement, strategic international signings, and calculated free agent pursuits positions the Yankees for an intriguing 2026 season. While challenges remain, contract negotiations, injury management, and competition from divisional rivals, the team's approach highlights both foresight and flexibility. Fans should expect a season filled with exciting developments, whether it's emerging prospects making waves in the minors, veterans contributing key innings, or high-profile players like Bellinger potentially anchoring the lineup. As the offseason progresses, every move by the Yankees will be scrutinized, analyzed, and debated. But the overarching theme is clear. The organization is building a team capable of competing at the highest level, both now and for years to come. With a balanced approach to pitching, hitting, and player development, the Bronx Bombers are laying the foundation for sustained success. And as always, the fans remain at the center of this journey, following every signing, trade, and performance milestone as the team marches toward another competitive season. For fans, it's a thrilling time. The excitement of seeing new talent arrive, the tension of high-profile negotiations, and the reassurance of veteran leadership all combine to create a dynamic offseason. As the countdown to opening day continues, every report, every signing, and every strategic decision becomes part of the larger story of how the 2026 Yankees will take the field. And if history is any guide, the combination of talent, experience, and smart management could once again make the Yankees one of the most formidable teams in baseball. So, as we keep an eye on roster developments, minor league call-ups, and free agent signings, one thing is clear. The Yankees are positioning themselves to be competitive not just for the next few months, but for the foreseeable future. With depth in pitching, a promising crop of international prospects, and marquee players like Cody Bellinger potentially in the fold, fans have plenty to be excited about. Every move is part of a careful orchestration designed to keep the Bronx at the forefront of Major League Baseball, season after season. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. Whispers began circulating through the Bronx after Derek Jeter, a figure synonymous with order and championship standards, finally broke his public silence about the current state of the Yankees. According to people close to the organization, the former captain has grown increasingly uncomfortable with what he perceives as a lack of discipline and accountability inside the clubhouse. While Jeter is not officially connected to the team's day-to-day operations, his words carry weight, and the mere suggestion that he is dissatisfied has already sparked intense debate among fans and insiders. The comment attributed to him, "In my time, this didn't happen," may sound simple on the surface, but within Yankees culture it lands like a thunderclap. Jeter built his legacy on consistency, quiet leadership, and an almost obsessive respect for rules, preparation, and hierarchy. For many, he embodied an era in which internal standards were enforced not just by coaches, but by players themselves. The implication that those standards have slipped is being interpreted by some as a subtle indictment of the current leadership core. Sources suggest Jeter's concerns are not about talent, but about habits. Missed assignments, visible frustration, and lapses in focus are reportedly the kinds of details that trouble him most. In his view, the Yankees brand has always been about minimizing distractions and maximizing professionalism, regardless of star power. The rumor mill now suggests that Jeter believes the modern clubhouse culture allows too much leeway, trusting individuality over collective responsibility. Around the league, executives are watching closely. When a former icon speaks, even indirectly, it can influence narratives far beyond the walls of the stadium. Some speculate that Jeter's comments could be a message aimed at management, urging a return to stricter internal controls. Others wonder if this is simply the natural tension between generations, a Hall of Famer measuring today's game by yesterday's standards. Whether this moment becomes a catalyst for change or fades in a background noise remains to be seen. What is certain is that Derek Jeter's voice, even years after retirement, still has the power to unsettle the Yankees universe and reopen questions about identity, discipline, and what it truly means to wear the pinstripes. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.